Good evening, and how are you? It's Wednesday night, 7 p.m. It's a Tessa-Marie show, and I am Tessa-Marie. So tonight we're talking about with the 5 pillars of prosperity. Every day, it's a different pillar. And tonight, of course, it's the pillar of mental prosperity. Our main topic is the relationship with the pillar of prosperity and your mental health. So tonight we're talking about how the pillar of mental prosperity and your relationship matches together. So that's a little bit different, because when you think of mental health, we always go for the part that people call the crazy part. Well, at the Tessa-Marie show, when we're talking about the pillar of mental prosperity, what we're talking about is keeping that mind of yours healthy. Always. All the pillars, we are using the positive sides of it. Not that we do not believe that the negative sides exist. They do. But they're showcased in so many different ways. So tonight, we're going to talk about your relationships, the relationships you have with people in your life, and your mental prosperity. How is that working? What is it? So your relationship is aligned. Your relationship, my relationship is aligned with all of the 5 pillars. Our relationships are aligned with all the 5 pillars of prosperity. That we know for sure. So do not be put off being who you are, because who you are is part of who that's going to affect those pillars of prosperity. Make certain that you enjoy life. You must enjoy life and live a life of self-expression where you express yourself. So in taking that into consideration, those 5 pillars are very important. Those 5 pillars is what will help you to express yourself, where you can live a life of self-expression. I purposely use the word self-expression because the pillars are your pillars. The pillars are for me. And everybody has a right to live a fulfilled life using the 5 pillars of prosperity as the guide. So your relationship with yourself comes first. So when we look at the pillar of mental prosperity, we're going to say, how is your mental health going? What are you doing to keep it healthy? Sometimes when we think about mental prosperity, of course, we think that you have to maybe see a psychiatrist, all of those things. And all of that, of course, is true. But there are times what you need is sometimes it's a relationship that helps to boost your mental health, your mental prosperity. That relationship that makes you feel good. You're always alert. Something that you do. In some cases, like with me, doing my life, seeing friends like Aman who comes in and all the others, and Tarun and Yuko and Belinda and everybody, all the different people who come on and cheer him up and press the hearts and they're there all the time. And that is one of those things that we have to look at. So when you're looking at your relationship and your mental prosperity, you have to be very, very careful with that. Because you first have to see that your relationship with self is important. And your mental prosperity is important to you. How do you keep your mental prosperity healthy? It begins with you. Another human being should not be able to affect it in another way, or another human being should not be able to take it and twist it and make you feel good about it because they are the ones pushing it forward, stimulating you. You have to be mentally prosperous first. And that starts by loving self, by caring for self, by believing in self, that thinking about self, feeling about self, understanding you are alive and you are the person that has to show respect of self. Mental prosperity, sometimes somebody looks at it and they say, that person is crazy. We're not talking about that because we have many hundreds and thousands of reminders about that. People tell it to us all the time. Tonight, I want you to realize the things that you can do to make your mental prosperity healthy. Because once that is healthy, your relationship with others will also mirror that. And it's your job to make it healthy. But that people don't realize, in many cases, we don't come to the point where we realize what we eat affects our mental behavior. The things we eat, the things we ingest, like what are we doing? Are we exercising? When we exercise, do we release the happy hormones that cause us to feel good? And of course, when you feel good, your mind is good, your mental ability is good. Our mental prosperity is the part of us that is able to recall what we learn and to apply it as needed as we go through life. That's what mental health is really saying. What you have learned, what you have been shown, what you were taught, and as you go through, so you went to school, you went to university, you learned certain things, and mentally you can pull it forward. Mental prosperity crashes when we as the individual is not realizing that we have to keep it healthy. It's like taking care of our car. We take it to get a tune-up. We take it to get something fixed about it. We take it to make sure that it is working okay. That is what our mental health needs. It needs us first, we, to fix it. We to keep it healthy. We to eat the right foods. We to drink the right amount of water. We need to learn. We need to keep it active. We need to study. We need to do things to keep that mental capacity healthy and strong. When we have that in our power and we are in control of that, we can manage our relationships when it comes to our mental prosperity in a much better way. Because we know mentally we are fit. We have decided that. We made those choices to keep it fit, to keep it healthy. We attended and learned new things. The world is moving, 21st century. We might be 90 years old, but I have a friend who is 90 and she has her cell phone and she is on it and her iPad and she's the busiest person I know. Because she said to me, you know what, Tessa-Marie? I need to keep my mental prosperity sharp. She said, what do you call it again? Mental prosperity? She said, I need this thing sharp. I need to know what's going on in the world. I need to communicate with my grandson, she told me. I need to communicate with my granddaughter. They don't come and hug and kiss you. I even know how to take a selfie. And she said, I send them a selfie. And she said, and my grandson sends me a selfie. And I have a relationship going with them. Sometimes my son and his wife have said, have you heard from John? And I said, oh yeah, John and I were talking this morning. She said, yeah, we FaceTime. So there she is, 90 years old. And she's doing things. She is aware. Very much aware that she has to jump into the 21st century. And she said, I wasn't even born in that century. She is so full of herself because she's on a wheel. And she talks to me about it. And she says to me, I love those lives of yours. I watch them because sometimes I snooze, so I try to watch them a bit at a time. But to keep our relationship healthy, we have to believe in our mental health. And to keep our mental health great, we too have to go in there and do things to keep it healthy. My husband, my children, my brother, my sister, 110 of us cannot do it for me. So what it is we can do, we learn something to keep it up to date, because mental health is being able to recall the information you were taught or you learned and use it later. So if you're sitting with your friends and you cannot remember what happened, and they're sitting there looking at you, and you're weak and you're tired. I didn't get enough sleep. Sleep helps your mental health. Sleep, simple sleep, proper sleep, nice deep sleep. What you going to do for that? Exercise helps your mental health. Your diet helps your mental health. You know, a good dancing series help you. A smile, laughing, talking, having people like Amanda and Yuko and Arita and all of you who come here on the live. And Tarun and Carolina and Pallavi, those are regulars. You guys come and you laugh and you talk amongst yourself, and that is a 20-minute, 22-minute little conversation. Hi, how are you? Hi. That is nice. That keeps your mental health happy and whole, and you're pushing it, and it's encouraging you. And that's what your mental capabilities and prosperity wants. It's hungry for that. It has to be stimulated daily. Get up in the morning and do some jumping jacks. Keep yourself healthy. Let the blood circulate through your veins, through your head, through your mind. Laugh. Sing. Phone a friend. Look at my 90-year-old friend. She is not afraid of technology. You know, the woman said, I wasn't born in this century, but I am talking to my grandchildren more than ever. And she has been using it, and she wants the best. She says, I can afford to buy the best. So when I'm ready, I call my grandson and I said, I want the most expensive one and get it for me. And he gets it, and I'm happy with that. I pay for it myself. But she said, I must keep my mind healthy. I must keep my brain, she says, healthy, so that I can communicate with the other people I have relationships with. I don't want to be doty and sitting in a corner and my mental health is faded. And you know what she said? There are people that are 50 years old and they cannot do what I do with my mind. My lesson is not for her. My lesson is for those of us that depend on another human being to do things to keep us happy. Many people say, I am not happy. The serotonin isn't affecting me. What are you taking, Tessa-Marie? I'm always asked that question. When Yoko and I do the Sunday show, people are going, what are you ladies on? And sometimes we just look at each other and we say we're on life. Because we take chances. We try to figure things out. If you want to be in the world today, your relationship with others has to be prosperous. And the only way to keep it prosperous is to do things that will keep your brain and your mental capabilities healthy. Eat the right food. Consume what you want to, but consume alcohol and cigarettes, all of these things in moderation. Everything. Drink water. Exercise. Take a chance. Try something scary. Stimulate. Be the first one to say, yes, I will go for lunch to New York for one day for lunch. Be the first one to say, yes, I can do it. Be the first one who will say, let's figure this out. Be the first one to go to do. Look at Ahmad. Ahmad is like a bee. He's all over the place. He's taking nectar over here, nectar from the flower, nectar from the rose. If some people are just like this, they have to jump into it. And that's what keeps that mental prosperity sharp. When your mental prosperity is on point, you are part of that great big fat universe. When that mental prosperity of yours is working, you feel elevated. You can communicate with others. Your relationship is on top. You can sit in quiet and stillness, and then you can dance. Or you can dance and then quiet and stillness is coming, and you can enjoy that too. Mental prosperity means taking the chances to make that brain of yours get stimulated, that the blood is going to the brain is functioning. Learn something new, try something new, do something fearless. Do something that you know you would not have done. But you know what? You need to build your relationship. You need to be an all-round person. That's why I said your relationship is aligned with the 5 pillars of prosperity. Your relationship with others has to come after you have your relationship with you that believe I am in charge of my development. I am in charge to keep my brain healthy. I have to feel it. I have to make my brain talk to me. I have to think good. I have to feel good. I have to understand me. I have to understand what tickles me, what makes me feel good, what makes me work, what makes me dance, what makes me sing. You cannot stop. When your mental capabilities, you find you're a little bit cloudy, question yourself. Why am I feeling foggy? What did I do today? What didn't I do today? Don't take it out on another human being. They do not contribute to that part of you. You need your relationships to be healthy with others, but you have to have a healthy relationship with yourself mentally. Express yourself. Make certain you enjoy life. Make certain that you enjoy your life and live a life of self-expression. Do not put off being who you are. Because when you leave who you are for somebody else to fix or to take and to put together again, it's not going to work for you. You cannot expect that. You are in charge of your mental prosperity. You are in charge of all the 5 pillars of prosperity, because it is what you have to have a perfect relationship with first, so that you have and live a fulfilled life. Your job is to be the example you want from others. Your job is to help others see you. And when your friends, just like my friend Marge said, my 90-year-old friend, I am keeping my brain healthy by taking chances and doing things. When there is a bus trip, she's the first person to sign up, she told me, for the bus trip. She said, I am always ready. And she said, I do what I have to do to keep my brain sharp, my body sharp. She does yoga, she does whatever. I don't know what that woman does. She's as busier than a bee. I have to have her call me. I cannot call her, because I never know where she'll be. And all of that she's doing for mental prosperity. She said to me, Tessa-Marie, I do not want to lose my mental prosperity. I want to go away when I die with it. That's what she said, intact and powerful and strong. So she said, I am jumping into the world. So Marge is not waiting for the nurses or the doctors to fix her mental ability for her. She says, I drink water, I eat right, I sleep when I sleep a full night's rest. She said, when the music is good, I move myself, I dance a little, I sing. So she's learning a new language. I forgot that. Mental prosperity. If you feel that you are getting dozy, check it out. One of my brothers who lives in New York said to me, I'm buying Prevagen for my brain. He said, it's very expensive. I said, oh. I said, is it? He said, yeah. But you know what? I deserve it. I need to keep my brain sharp, he said. So, and he's much younger than me. And he's already working on it. So we have to realize all these pillars are our responsibility for ourselves. I cannot get somebody that I love and I adore to work on their pillars unless they choose to. I can guide them and say, hey, get these pillars of yours healthy. Keep them. They are part of what gives you a fulfilled life. A life where you can do the things where you want without pain and without torment and without high expectation from others. That is what it is. So mental prosperity and your relationship is first having a relationship with yourself, then being able, because you have such a fabulous relationship with self where you think good thoughts, you feel good amazingly. You understand you. You understand yourself. You love and respect yourself. And you are in charge. And you are the one putting the oil. You are the one that knows when you need a little more sleep. You are the one that knows when you need to drink a little water, and you do it. Why? You need to keep the organs lubricated. The brain has to have its water, its fats, its oil, its protein. Do the things to keep yourself healthy, so your relationship with others will not be, hi, good morning, Tess, how are you today? I am so exhausted, I have a headache, I'm not feeling well. Good morning, this person, I am sick. No, I just was watching, Rosie has just come on, and she was with Christine, and I went on and I watched them for 2 minutes to the hour. I said, I had to go, ladies. But I went there because what Rosie was doing is mental prosperity. Mentally keeping yourself healthy. That gives you great relationships with others, because you don't want to be the one on the other side of the phone calling your friend and listing a bunch of exhaustion. Oh, I have this headache, my brain hurts, and that is mentally. No, my friend Madge, as I said, 90 years old, she has the best iPad in the world and her phone, and she's learning a language, and I have to say, Madge, you call me because I never know when you're home. Because she has told me, I need my mental capabilities sharp, Tessa-Marie, so I can communicate with my grandchildren, with you, with people that I love and I care for. Because that is how we're going to do it. I am not talking about the crazy part of it. The whole world is telling us all about it. At the Tessa-Marie Show, on the 5 pillars, I am telling you to accentuate the positive. Bring out the positiveness of the 5 pillars. Eat properly. Nutrition. Drink water. Can you imagine 1 gallon of water Rosie is going to drink on that 75-day challenge? You know, guys, I look fatter here than I am, and I'm tall, but 152 pounds at my height is the limit. If I went on that challenge with Rosie, I would end up looking like a big fat knitting needle, a size 10 knitting needle, just long. But no, but I am trying to keep that mental thing going. So I dance a little. I dance when there is no music. I always dance when there was no music. My husband would just look at me and smile. I would be dancing away, and he said, "Where's the music?" I said, "In my head." You move, you stimulate, you say, what you're doing is sending the serotonin, getting things going happy. Get the happy hormones going. Keep the mental thing working. Do things to stimulate your mental health, your mental prosperity, so that you can have a relationship and you believe, I am taking care of me. I am ready. You do not want to be the person on the phone calling your friends and listing a list of exhaustion. Because how are you going to keep that relationship? They will have to put the phone in the sink and walk away. Do you think they might put you on speaker and they're in the other room scrubbing the floor, and every 2 minutes they go, okay, You know, I saw my 2-year-old granddaughter, she did that one day. Somebody was talking and going and going and going and going. She took the phone from me, put it to her ear. She stood there for 20 minutes. And every now and again she went, I have no idea where she learned it. It was so funny. I had to say, I have to go, because I was going to start laughing. This 2-year-old is going, and I was not saying anything. But it was a complaining session. Is that keeping our relationship healthy? No, it didn't. So that's what I mean. Make certain you enjoy life. Do that first for yourself. And live a life of self-expression. Express yourself. If this is what you like to do, then do it. Keep the oils going in that brain so your relationships are healthy. You are not the one clogging your friend's phone with all things. Instead, say to your friend, I am doing a 75-day challenge. I have to eat this and drink a gallon of water, and I have to exercise twice a day. And if I don't do that, and if I fail one day, I have to start again. Now that is stimulating, because I have 125 questions about this thing. And so that's what you would have to share. That keeps a relationship healthy, because your mental health is good. I am learning a new language, you could say. I'm learning to play a new game. I am learning a new dance. And all of that. My friend in the nursing home with her iPad and her iPhone, she doesn't care. She talks to her grandchildren, and that's all. She doesn't even, she tells her son, I spoke to the kids. You did? I haven't spoken to them. She said, well, did you FaceTime them? Like she's just teaching her son, who's, the father. So she knows how to do that. Feel good. Think good about you first. Do not expect a friend or a family member to repair it for you. Nobody is coming. Nobody's coming to fix you mentally so your relationships are on point. The only person responsible for that is you. Just look after you first. Keep that vessel perfect. That is the thing that's taking you everywhere you want to go. Do what makes it feel good, because then your mental prosperity is on point. And therefore, when you're talking to somebody, you pick up the phone, you can talk to them and make sense. And you have something to say, and you're not feeling like you're down in the dumps. Open the window in the morning and tell the world, I am present. It's like being in school. When you go to school in the morning, the teacher calls your name and you say present. Open the window and say, hello, good morning, world, I'm present. What do you have for me? Somebody, of course, hearing you think she's gone, but boy, you're feeling great. The minute you start behaving like that, your brain is feeling great. Why people are asking me, where do you get the energy from? When Yuko and I are doing this show, oh, you ladies crack me up. Of course we crack you up. We come here to crack you up. We come here to enjoy it, to let you know you are okay. But you have to make that decision and work mentally to put this thing in place. Do not expect somebody to tell you to work on your mental health and make you feel good and do things for yourself and feel good and dress up or dress down or dance or kick off or do something that you know will make you sleep better. Do what you have to do to bring your mental health at the top. Mental prosperity is king. Do not stop. Even if nobody is watching, do not stop. Because when you reach that top of the mountain, you will find other like-minded people like you who also had to climb and also had to work on their mental health, or they had to work on the 5 pillars of prosperity. Your relationship with others and with yourself is aligned with the pillars of prosperity. All of them. So sending you light, and hi Christina came in. Joy, it's amazing. I want you guys to understand that. Do not let your mental prosperity suffer because you believe there is somebody coming tomorrow to make you feel better. The only person making you feel better is the person you see in the mirror, is the person that you have this conversation with, is the person that is your best friend. And that person is you first. And if all is well, it's okay. I'll tell you a little story to close. There was this man who was reading the newspaper, and his son was playing around and carrying on. And he was wanting to read the newspaper. So he noticed that there was a globe, a picture of the world at the back of the newspaper. So he tore it in pieces, gave it to his son and said, put the globe back together. And the son was done in minutes. And when the son brought it to him, said, Dad, I'm done. Look at it, it's done. He said, how did you do it so fast? He said to his father, Dad, on the other side of the page, there was a picture of a man. And once I put the man together, the world was okay. That's what he said. So once we put ourselves together, the world will be okay. And that came from a child, and that's a true story. That on the other side of the paper was a picture of a man. And once I put the man together, the world was okay. Sending you light and joy. Have an absolutely amazing evening, and see you tomorrow at 8 for the morning blessing. Who knows what the mental prosperity will give us for tomorrow. So have a wonderful night.